We're in Crawfordsville, Indiana right now, on our way to a small little town just south of Cincinnati, Ohio, that is technically in Kentucky. It technically is Kentucky. I showed you the radio at the beginning of this video because, well, in the end of the last video I had forgotten what I told you guys, what I was supposed to tell you guys. And what I was supposed to tell you guys is we stopped by Iowa 80 or to the radio shop, and they were closed. They closed at 6 o'clock, I guess. So we do not have our new fancy or rebuilt fancy radio in our hands at this time. Yep, I'm parked that crooked on purpose. When you pull into this parking area, if you straighten the big girl out, it's almost impossible to get out of here without some serious maneuvering. So I'm gonna pull in here. It's only a quick stop anyway. Holy smokes, look how dirty the road is. I just opened the winter front up some more. The road is very dirty. Erlanger, Kentucky is where we're off to. A couple more hours we'll be there. We don't need to be there till about 8 o'clock tonight, and I'm not 100% sure if they will let me in there any earlier. So we're gonna drag our feet a little bit. I did finally stop by O'Reilly's and get me a new steering wheel cover. So I'm gonna throw that on after I get done eating some lunch. Then we're gonna get back underway and do some trucking. There you go, new steering wheel cover on. Even with the new cover, I still wrapped this one little section in black tape. That's where you tie the knot for the string, but I still put black tape over it. I'm just a dork that way. You know what, actually, I'm gonna take that tape off. I don't want that tape there. The knot is going to hold. I will trust in it. There, I took the black tape off, so there's no black tape on it anymore. That feeling of new rubber. I like it. Yes, we've gotten to the point where I sit here and tell you just how excited I am about a new rubber. Alright, so we're probably about 150 miles from Erlanger, Kentucky. Like I said earlier, it is technically Kentucky, so I can say I'm going to Kentucky, but it's right beneath right beneath Cincinnati. So I think it's just a suburb of Cincinnati. It's been a while since we've been there. I'm hoping the interstate got a little smoother. It can't be as rough as like Interstate 70 that runs in between Indianapolis and Dayton, I think it is, Ohio. That stretch was really rough the last time we took it, which was a long time ago. So maybe things have straightened up a little bit on our stretch to Ohio, I guess Kentucky. I was hoping when I seen the Kentucky yesterday, I'm thinking, all right, we're gonna go down to Kentucky. We're gonna go somewhere we haven't been, which this is somewhere we haven't been, but I'm gonna be able to tell you guys where we went to Kentucky. We used to go to Kentucky all the time. We used to haul this ice cream down to like Brundage, Alabama. We used to haul it down to Georgia. We used to go to Georgia all the time with it. Where else? We did a lot of running down there, didn't we? Through that beautiful state of North Carolina. The gorge is still closed down. Those poor people out there. All that flash flooding. I keep watching on YouTube the recovery efforts going on down there. And, I mean, they're cleaning it up, but how do you restart after all that? And, just in the wisest scenery, like the gorge. Alright. We could go on for a while. I feel horrible for you guys. I've expressed that before. Okay, enough rambling. Let's go do some trucking. I truly don't know how people drive without those. And we put that new steering wheel cover on, and I was all like, I think I'm going to leave it off for a while. It's been a while since I've driven a truck without one of them on. And when did we put that on? That's probably been on at least a year, right? Maybe 2 years. But we put that on there, and man, yeah, it's a lot more work without it. A lot of you call that a suicide knob. I'm assuming because maybe it'll come off when you're going around a corner and you're hanging on to it. Or you can just drive it like this where your hand is on the steering wheel too. But there's times I drive it like this too. But there's just a lot of steering, and that makes it a lot easier. Cincinnati is a mess right now. A really big mess, I guess. Because I turned on Google Maps just to check it out, give it a little look-see. And it's a mess. So then I was going to take a road, a 2-lane road, to bypass the mess. And then when I got off on the exit, there was a big sign right there that said, truck drivers do not take this road to get over to, I think it's 275, because it's not good. So I figured, okay, we're swing over here to the truck stop, and well, given an hour, I'm sure Cincinnati will clean up a little bit within an hour, maybe. I like how everybody says, oh, the problem with roads anymore is no one runs CBs. I've had my CB on for a little bit now. I finally just turned it all the way down because I got sick of people saying, what's going on 275? And it's the same guy. The exact same person every 5 minutes. I've answered him twice, and one other guy answered him. And I told the other guy, he'll be asking in 5 minutes, just give him a second. Now, I have bad memory. His memory must be really bad. So I just turned it down. It is what it is up here. I'm sick of hearing people ask. Well, a person ask. It's not people. If you just look at your phone and look at Google Maps per se, it would say road construction. Got to use that technology. I whine about technology sometimes, but I will never whine about the satellite and that Google side of things. You just gotta look ahead. I sat as long as I could back there at that truck stop. I'm like, well, we got to go get into traffic, because if we don't get into it and at least move, 10 to 15 miles per hour, we're never going to get there. Well, you cannot beat that. You pull in, they sign your paperwork. It's an empty cold trailer. But they sign your paperwork, and then they unload you, and then they tell you, we're all done with you, get out of here. No, that light tells you. Once they signed my paperwork, they just said, once the light goes back to green, get out of here, you're good to go. Come on. So we're gonna head back for Indianapolis, because that's where our reload is. And that's where we're gonna spend the evening. should go a lot better on the way out. At least it looked like it did. They were doing some road work to that bridge, and well, little stuff like that sometimes can just hold you up. What do you guys use for air fresheners? I use a lot of black ice when I want the truck to smell like about like a French whorehouse. But when I want it to smell bubbly and Sprite and full of energy, I put new car scent and Vanilla-Rama together, and basically every time you open one, open the other one, just hang them throughout the truck. I usually hang them down by my Harley Davidson emblem down there. That way when you open the door, you don't get that whiff to truck driver. You get that whiff of whatever those two smells smell like together. This isn't the normal place that I go to for this load. The name on the load is somewhere that we usually go to, but I looked at the address and the address brings it here. We're in Indianapolis right now. I'm gonna sleep right here, and if I wake up to, what are you doing here? We'll worry about that when I wake up to, what are you doing here? It's happened before. I remember the first time I went out to Greenfield to that place we always go to. It had just opened, actually. Where all those trailers are when we go in there, that was all dirt. We were the second truck to make a delivery there. And if you ever, well, the address is Greenfield, but it's not in Greenfield. Greenfield's another 4 or 5 miles down the road. So I went to where I thought it was, and I realized when I woke up in the morning, because I just seen a line of trucks at the building I thought it was, and well, they were all dry vans and I was the only running reefer. Wrong place. Okay, well, we had a good time going out east. We went just a little bit too far out east, because the travel agent always asks me if I want to go a little bit further out like we used to, and I go, nah, let's just keep it at Indianapolis. Well, Cincinnati's not that much further past Indianapolis, but if you've been out here long enough, you know, heading east, the cutoff really is the Mississippi River on people, in the wise of traffic, a lot of people. But I've always pushed that over to Indianapolis. Anything east of Indy, the population just climbs like crazy, and you run into traffic squirrels like we did tonight. It took us an hour and 15 minutes to get through that little debacle. That wasn't pleasant. Maybe we'll just have to go back to running Kansas stuff. Nah, we'll be fine. Ramble. That's what I do, I ramble. Alright, you guys stay safe, and as always, I'll see you next time.